Hey, Jeremy.
Jason, hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? Can you see me?
I can see the logo of your computer.
Let me turn the camera on. All right.
Okay, I
Check it
got you.
out. Cool.
I'm going to be real quick and to the point because I know your time's valuable and the people who will be watching this, their time's valuable as well, but
Yeah,
probably not as valuable as
I
yours.
like to make things quick and concise and not waste anybody's time. No fluff. So we'll get to the good value stuff.
Okay, let me jump right into first telling people who you are. This is Jason Stone. You may not know the name yet, but I assure you eventually everyone will. And he owns Millionaire Mentor on Instagram. He's been written up in Forbes. I don't think he's 30 years old yet, and he is
30.
absolutely dominating. So it's always great when you have an opportunity. Jim Rome, one of my personal heroes, talks about emulating success. And so the whole reason why I'm so incredibly grateful that Jason is giving us a little bit of his time is because if we can emulate some of the steps that Jason has put in place to grow such a substantial Instagram and to make such an extraordinary profit and support his family, then hopefully we can follow his footsteps. So Jason, let me jump right into what would you say would be the number one factor that's contributed to your success?
On Instagram or just in general?
Let's go with Instagram and then I'll close off with in general.
Okay. I mean, I was one of the pioneers in my niche. So, first to market, you're always going to be ahead of the game. There's maybe a few other accounts that were there doing kind of entrepreneur quote motivation type accounts. And I was one of the first. And, I found out early on that this was a platform, it was just still starting out. One of my friends was making money on it and he was selling the diet plans. He was a gym guy who was selling diet plans. He was showing me his PayPal account, all these money coming. I'm like, you're making money off Instagram. The entrepreneur in me is like, I can do that too. So I was like, I got to figure out something to kind of put myself out there. And make a long story short, I had a personal account that I deleted almost 2 years ago because my house was robbed because I was posting stuff on social media. And I tell this story every time I do an interview. And it's like, if that wouldn't have happened, my Instagram account probably wouldn't have happened. Me deleting my personal account probably would have never came of Millionaire Mentor. So I thank those guys for robbing my house because, it's allowed me, this is a great thing that I've built over the last couple of years because of it. And so the building of the account, why I guess I kind of doubled down on it. I figured out what was working. And, I was at about 100,000 followers and someone hit me up to do a shout out and, pay me $25. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. People are actually going to start paying for this. And I had no idea what I was doing back then. I was just building an audience, building a following. And that's kind of key to what a lot of people have to do first. You have to build your audience first, provide value, provide content. You can't really think of the monetization just yet. Building your audience is crucial, and you're going to have to do a lot of work. Instagram takes time. It's you have to create the photos, you have to write engaging captions, and it's work. It's a business. This is a full-time business that started off as a side. So in my earlier days, when I started seeing that kind of shout out income come in, that's when I started really investing to grow my account. And I invested, quite a bit of money throughout the years to grow my account, to be the number one in my niche, to be the biggest account in my niche, so to speak. I mean, there's other quote accounts out there that have been doing it 4 years, 5 years. When Instagram first started, those are like, I think there's like one, like the good quote or something, 5-6 million or something. But that's all they do. They don't even advertise. They just white backgrounds, black quotes. In my niche, I kind of put the luxury feel behind background pictures. And one of the number one things that I think what made my account different is because I used a lot of videos. I created a lot of motivational videos that inspire you, take movie scenes, put some quotes over them. And, videos are engaging. They attract a lot of followers. They get a lot of comments. And that was one of the keys to my growth. I've always paid other accounts to use my promotional videos, and not many people back then were doing videos. Instagram was all about pictures, and that was kind of a spurt to my growth and how I kind of shot out above everybody else.
You know, something I learned is that it's more of a direction, and that seems kind of what happened to you. I don't think you came out intended to dominate Instagram like you do, but you absolutely are, and you've probably learned and continued to pivot along the way. What do you attribute right now to not only maintaining your 1.8 million followers, but to growing that account?
Just giving people what they're used to seeing. You got to be consistent. You got to post every single day. I try to get a post up every 1 to 2 hours. People want to see consistency, and people want to see what you've been putting out this whole time. They follow you for a reason. That's what they want to see. You know, I get feedback every day of like, oh my gosh, you've helped me so much in my business. I've started a business because of you. You've given me inspiration. I get messages all the time, and that's kind of what motivates me to keep on going and going, because I'm inspiring millions of people around the worldwide. I'm getting messages from people all over the world of how I've helped them, inspired them, motivated. You know, people said they've created businesses from what I've given out on my Instagram or Snapchat. And, you know, I give a lot of value on Snapchat as well, which is another great platform.
Tell people how to follow you on Snapchat.
Mill Mentor, M-I-L-L Mentor. That's my Snapchat handle. And I post it up every so often on my Instagram. I haven't for a while. Speaking of, I'm probably going to do that today. But that's how you grow your Snapchat, is you've got to direct people from other social medias. It's really hard to find people on Snapchat unless you're being directed from another part of someone's social media.
I noticed you said something about posting every couple of hours, and in a group that I was fortunate enough to be included on, an insider group with you, I think you might have mentioned in there, sometimes you'll delete a photo and put it back up there because the engagement is so much higher in the first hour. Yes.
So one of the ways that Instagram is so powerful, I tell people that Instagram is a gold mine for leads, and my account is like a marketer's dream. You know, these marketers dream of having an audience, a free traffic source. Most marketers have to pay for traffic. I have 1.8 million followers of free traffic. Now, if you can build that audience, you know, it takes time. It took me 2 years, almost 2 years to get to 1.8 million. But now I'm sitting on a gold mine of free traffic, and I just got to get those people off Instagram to my landing pages, to my offers, to my affiliate offers. And the one way we do that is by posting. You know, I grew an email list to about 140,000 followers within the last 7 to 8 months, just by directing people to my affiliate offers. And ever since I got into the affiliate marketing game, it is like tripled my revenue. It's crazy, and it's an industry that I love now. You know, the whole online, making money online, affiliate marketing, and the way to do that is by posting your ads. You know, I tell people this all the time. A lot of people don't know this, but within the first hour of an ad being up, your photo's going to get 50% of the likes. The rest of the 23 hours, they get the other 50%. Now, that's kind of like the rule of thumb. So why would you leave a picture up for 24 hours if you're getting 50% of the views within the first hour? Delete after the first hour, wait 2 hours, post again for another hour. You get to catch a whole new set of eyeballs, because people are not on Instagram throughout the day, every day. You know, people go on in the morning, people go on in the middle of the day, people go. So you catch different set of eyeballs. So if you're able to post 1 hour at a time, you can do that 5 times a day. 5 times a day times 50%, that's 200% of traffic, compared to posting one time and getting 100% in the day. No, that's actually 250% compared to 100%. So that's the key to driving more leads per day with Instagram. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to quote you 24-hour post. leave it up 24 hours. And they're like, no, I just want 1 hour. So I know I'm going to get half the leads in that first hour.
I tracked the shout out that I did with your big account by the hour, and I don't need to reiterate this, but you're spot on of exactly how the engagement comes in.
I think 6 hour post, I think it was.
We did a 6 hour post, and we had over 50% came the first hour, and then it kind of tapered off down there because I set goals for it. I think both of us use ClickFunnels for our landing pages, and I really like it. Are you using ClickFunnels?
I started out with ClickFunnels, and then my developer kind of outgrew it because our email list was growing, and we're sending millions of emails a month. And we started using Infusionsoft now. It's kind of like top of the line software, and we combine that with WordPress type of landing pages.
Okay, yeah, I use Infusionsoft as well. It's an incredible source, especially when you're tagging your emails and make certain that they're going through the right sequences.
We're segmenting all the emails, and
yeah. Okay, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but I know that
because I got time.
You said you were a pioneer of Instagram because you were an early comer. I think a lot of people might be thinking right now, is it too late? Did I miss the boat?
I don't think so. I mean, there's so many accounts that have popped up that even if I just search motivation or go to, a good way to find accounts is follow somebody, and then it gives right below it recommended follows. And then I go through some recommended accounts, and I'm searching through these accounts, and there's like motivation accounts with 200, 300, 400,000 followers that I've never even seen before popping out of the woodwork. So people are still growing these accounts. Hold on 1 second. It's freezing in here. People really only follow a few motivation accounts, but yet there's hundreds, not even, probably thousands of them. So every account has a different followers. So you can build up your following to a few 100,000 followers, and they might even know about me. That's how huge Instagram just was valued. 500 million users, from 300 to 500 million users within I think a year or two. So Instagram is not going anywhere. It's just keeping bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I agree. I know I run traffic on Facebook ads and other areas, but when I do shout outs on Instagram, I get a substantial better click-through rate than any other source of advertising that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I taught a few people, like there's this guy that's has a baseball niche, and I'm kind of mentoring him how to drive leads to his website. I'm like, use Instagram. Hey, I'm sure there's baseball niche accounts. There's a baseball niche account, 200,000 or 300,000 followers. And I told him, design this creative and click the link in my bio. I think he got like 300 emails for 90 bucks. Like 300 emails for 90 bucks. That's crazy. That's a hell of a deal. And those are leads that are people buying from his website. And he's got those emails for life.
What would you tell people? And I'm going to ask the 3 do's, 3 things that people should be doing if they're trying to grow their Instagram account, and then the 3 don'ts, 3 things that people need to shy away from. So what would the 3 things that you would recommend someone that, let's say they have a couple hundred followers and they're wanting to grow their accounts? What would be, is it certain hashtags? Is it certain times to post?
Nah, I really don't care about hashtags. I don't even use them. I don't think that's a good way to grow. I use relevant hashtags to the post. So if you have a quote photo, use some relevant hashtags regarding that quote photo. Make up your own hashtag. Mine's Millionaire Mentor. That's the only one I really use. Sometimes I'll throw in a couple of the days of adding 30 hashtags are over. They're deactivating accounts because of that. They think it's spam. So no more 30 hashtags. Use 1 to 3 relevant hashtags. The best way to grow now is just networking. You gotta network with other accounts, shout out for shout out, and also liking. There's a new way to grow is also engagement groups where you get a whole bunch of accounts to like your photo within the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes of a post being up is the most crucial time. Instagram algorithms are looking at that first 10 minutes to see if it's one of your normal content photos that is getting normal likes or a little bit above normal, it's getting above normal, it's going to put your photo for everyone to see. Might even go to the Explore page. If it's getting below normal likes, Instagram think that's an ad. It's going to pull it from viewers. So,
can you describe real quickly? I've heard the Explore page described as the popular page. What exactly is the Explore page?
Those are trending photos, trending videos. They're, Instagram is placing a high value on videos now. Popular viral videos, or if you post a picture that gets a little bit more likes than it's normally getting, it considers that viral and might go to the Explore page because of that. So that's why what I was getting at is, if you can get 10, 20, 30 accounts to go like your photo as soon as you post it, it's going to go viral. It'll go to the Explore page, and it's going to get you a lot of followers. Accounts are growing exclusively by these like engagement groups. So you set up a group of people in a private DM on Instagram. You're sending photos to that group, and everybody in that group likes the photo, and that's a good way to grow, increase people's engagement as well.
I think I read something that you put out about that, and you're talking about inside a group DM inside of Instagram, and people just post their photo in there, and then everyone goes and likes that photo.
Yeah, well, I put something up in my Facebook group. If you guys want to start your own private direct messages, it's 15 people in a private DM on Instagram, and above every photo there's a little arrow. So you click that arrow, and then you can either message that photo to somebody, or you can send that photo to an engagement group. Now, once that photo gets in the engagement group, everybody in that group is supposed to like it. Open, like the picture, and it's kind of like an organized way to, everybody to send their photos. Everybody likes all the photos, and it's, I'm in a few of those engagement groups. It takes time. Everything, the more time you invest into it, the more time you put into doing shout-outs for shout-outs, networking, in engagement groups. That's one of the reasons why I made Gentleman's Mafia. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I have.
So Gentleman's Mafia was a way, it's how we grew our accounts in the beginning. We organized shout-out groups. With this organization, these are the first guys, the first, motivation accounts, probably about 10 or 12 of us. It's how we grew our accounts from scratch, is organized shout-out groups. And that's kind of what stemmed of what Gentleman's Mafia is. You join Gentleman's Mafia, we put you in these groups, we network you with, bigger Instagram accounts. So if you have a 5,000 follower Instagram account, you're going to network with other accounts in that range. You have 100,000 follower Instagram accounts, we can put you in that group to network and do shout-outs with these people, do the like engagement groups, and just kind of build a team, a camaraderie of all of us. And you get to talk to me. Tim is my partner, Daily Dose, and that's kind of where we built that business from.
What's your goals? Where are you trying to take this to?
I don't know. It's just I built the website millmentor.com. It's a blog. It's an entrepreneur, blog about everything. Having a blog, you're able to make passive income because of affiliate marketing, advertising on the blog. Eventually, I'll build a digital product out of it. Teaching people how to do stuff. Info products is the name of the game. It's if you could teach people how to make money, or teach people how to build their businesses, how to drive more leads, that's kind of where I'm taking this. I want to help people grow their businesses and in ways they never even knew.
I think the motivation and inspiration you provide, and then I know you're doing some work with Lewis Howes. I would venture to say that you probably have a larger email list than Lewis even does, and he's definitely been in this genre for quite some time.
Probably.
So, you've went light years ahead of pretty much everybody else, not only in your niche, but in business in general. And I like to ask this question at the end of all my interviews, but I'm going to get one more before this one. But I always want to ask, if you could do it all over again And this doesn't have to be absolutely pertaining to Instagram, but if you could do it all over again, knowing what you know right now, what would you do differently?
If I were to do it all over again, starting from 0 Instagram followers?
0.
I probably would have invested sooner. I didn't start investing money to grow my account. It took me 6 months to get from 0 to 100K, and I didn't invest any money at that time. I started investing when I started seeing the money come in. When I got that first $25 for my shout out or something. You got to pay to play.
Yeah.
If you want to be out there and you want to get a big Instagram account, you want to build a big following, you're gonna have to pay to get there. I think I've invested $40,000 in total, maybe 50. I don't even know, into growing my account to stay number one, stay up there ahead of everybody else. Some of the people in our group when we first started, we would race to 100K. Like, who's gonna get to 100K first? And then I'm paying for shout outs or doing this, and who's gonna get to 500K next? And I was always on that competitive, like, I need to get there first. I need to get there ahead of everybody. It takes a lot of time to build your following organically. I recommend paying for shout outs, developing partnerships with a lot of big influencers to get your brand, to get your name out there. Because Instagram it's so, like I said, it's a gold mine for free traffic. There's no terms against it. You have to worry about Facebook ads, denying your ad. Whatever you want on that ad, you want to make a claim, you can do whatever you want.
And then I'll ask the final question, and this is more for me. I think that a lot of people see all the obstacles in life instead of see the opportunities. You talked about at the onset of this interview that it was almost in your DNA, your entrepreneurial spirit that came out. What do you attribute, Jason, to seeing an enormous opportunity? And I don't think it's just Instagram. I think that you're successful in pretty much anything that you do. But how do you see the opportunities, and what advice would you give someone who is a young business owner and they're seeing a lot of setbacks, struggles? They're not seeing the opportunities, they're seeing the obstacles instead.
Well, you got to be prepared for when the opportunity arises. So, you have to train your brain. You got to read books. What is that quote? When preparation meets opportunity, something luck. I don't know. I can't remember.
Preparation meets opportunity. That's right.
Yeah. So you got to be prepared. You got to train your brain. You got to read books. You got to be ready for that opportunity presents itself and to be able to jump on it. And if you see something working, you got to have your hands in a little bit of everything to see what you want to do, what's working, what's not working. Find something that's working a little bit. You start making a little bit of money. That's when you double down. You put all efforts into that opportunity and kind of just run with it.
I want to look at one last. It was a post on your Instagram, and it said, "The better you become, the better you attract." I thought that was.
We just talked about it, yeah. So if you're putting yourself out there, you're taking risks, you're preparing yourself for these risks, you're going to attract people that want to do what you're doing or want to be on your team or want to see how you're doing it. And it's kind of like a waterfall effect. You just kind of, your success rubs off on other people. And I've always thought of myself as a good teacher. Even ever since I was growing up, I taught people how to do everything. Taught people how to skateboard. I wanted to be a teacher when I was younger, actually. I've always given out too much information, and that's kind of like where the mentorship part of it came from. And why not give back to these entrepreneurs and kind of help them and teach them?
That's awesome, Jason. I cannot thank you enough for your time, and I can't wait in 5 years from now and 10 years from now to be able to tell people that I interviewed you, because I think sky's the limit, and I don't even think you scratched the surface of what your potential is.
Yeah. Also good is you got to be persistent. He was persistent on getting this interview, and I kept putting it off and putting it off. It was like, you know, if you want something, you got to go get it. You got to stay persistent, and you know, that's key. People need to see something. You know, even advertising, people need to see it more than once. You know, if you want to get a mentor, you got to be persistent. You got to keep, you know, reaching out, contacting, developing a relationship with people, and it's all about networking.
Okay, Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.